Alright, there we go. So we're back. Sniper Doofus back with another live analysis, just getting ready for the week starting. And here on this first pair that we can see, I tried out this new head and shoulders pattern. So here's the first shoulder, then the head, and then the second shoulder here. And when I started seeing like a bit of rejection just around here on this level right here, I kind of waited to see some more rejection after seeing this first rejection. Then if we zoom in here, we can see that there's some more rejection occurring here. So I ended up entering in on a sell here, and we can see that this trade here ended up hitting take profit, but I actually ended up closing it. Oh, whoops. I ended up closing this trade kind of right around here, so it's still, it was just short of a 2 risk reward ratio when I closed it. So yeah, this trade I was pretty happy with. So I'm going to be looking to trade more head and shoulders in the future, but I didn't actually use my FTMO account for this trade because I haven't really traded this type of trading setup before. So taking a look at these new pairs here, we can see that it's just still going up and up and up and up. So because of that, I'm just going to mark up new resistance points. So there's that one. Alright, now here we can kind of see that there's kind of this little key level forming here, so I'm going to just mark it up because it might be a decent level to trade at. And also I'm just going to mark up this little area here, as this could be kind of another key level that we could see for a possible trade. But like really, that's really it. Now here, this trade here is looking a bit different. I was actually kind of contemplating looking in on a buy here, but I was also looking for a sell because I wasn't quite sure if this was going to continue heading down or start heading up. So what I did was I really just waited. Oh, I deleted the wrong fib chart, didn't I? Yep. But I kind of just came to the conclusion here that this is looking like it's going in an uptrend. So what I did was I used the fib from this low up to this high. And we can see that it did actually end up coming below the key level, so that was kind of a sign for me that I didn't really want to enter in. But it did actually reject right on the key level. So if I would have entered in on a buy here, targeted my highs up here, set my stop loss at that 0.7 level. Guys, I don't know what is wrong with my mouse. But you can see here that this trade here would have been a good trade. Would have been that 3 risk reward ratio, and actually it almost hit take profit already. So you can see that that trade would have been hit, and it's pretty good. So what I'll be looking for now is kind of just a break of this level right here, and yeah, that's really it. Guys, I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. It's like not normal. I'm just gonna refresh and then start again. Like I'll start at NZD USD. Alright, here we go. Mouse is back to normal. Alright, so here we can see this actually looks like a decent trading entry if you just trade simple break and retest. As we can see here, that like right now it's in this downtrend here. Right, it's in this downtrend here, and then it just broke this key level, and now it retests, and it's looking like it's rejecting the same level on that hourly chart. Oh, so thirsty. Anyway, we can see that it's like retesting this and it's rejecting, so this could be a sign to enter in. But if I just whip out the fib from this high here down to this low, you can see that it's not really, this key level here isn't quite within this 0.6 to 0.5 area. So personally, I just wouldn't trade it. Yeah, that's just like how close or how accurate I want it to be to my trading level. I mean my trading plan. And if it's not there, I simply just won't trade it. So taking a look here, you can kind of see it's ranging, but it is setting, well, like if we were to use this point here, this point here, and this point here, we can see that it was setting these higher highs and higher lows from those areas here. But I would just say that it's kind of ranging here sideways after creating this high. So a level I'm going to mark up is oh, whoopsies. So a level I'm going to mark up here this here is actually extremely choppy right now, as I can see. But I'm gonna mark this area up here. I'm gonna see like its resistance here, here, support, resistance, support, and here it's looking like a resistance again. So I'm gonna mark up those levels there, and yeah, if you can see a possible trade, then we'll just enter in on that trade. Alright, let's take a look here. So taking a look here on a trade setup, it's in this little slight downtrend. So if I were to use this this high up here, and use this as my low, I can see that my 0.6 to 0.5 level doesn't actually have a key level in it, so I wouldn't trade this. So next. Alright, so I'm gonna just move this extreme high just slightly higher than that. I'm kind of thinking whether I should move this level up to around here. I reckon this is a better key level right here. So I'll mark that level up there and just see if there's any decent break and retests here for me to enter in on. Alright, so taking a look at this, we can obviously see that it's hit a new high up here. We can also see that I had this huge correction over here. So what I'm thinking is that first I'm going to mark up this level of support, because here we could possibly be looking in for another huge correction like this sell here. So the way I'd go about that is, firstly I just want to see what this slight correction is here. So there. So here we can already see that there's a pretty good trade for a sell opportunity here. But the reason why, me personally, I wouldn't trade it just yet is because actually this here is the overall trend, right, is in this uptrend here, you see. So I wouldn't really trade it now, but if it does actually end up breaking this level and then retesting, that's when I would start to look in for an entry. So like if it started to look like this where it came down then retest, then that's when I would be looking in for an entry on another sell, because then it's kind of showing us that there's more of that downtrend momentum rather than this here that could just be a simple correction phase. Alright, so this trade here, I was kind of just practicing or testing out a head and shoulders type of trade, right? So here, I could just see the first shoulder, then the head, and then the second shoulder. And at the second shoulder, I wanted to see if this rejection was something that we had seen before. So here, I just drew up a line here, and you can see that it was actually rejecting at the same point and rejected slightly before, just on like the head. And then I was kind of just keeping a closer on it, and I could see that it would continue to reject it. So I entered in on the sell opportunity. I targeted these lows here, but after I started seeing these big spikes here, I ended up just closing my position, and it was just short of that one-to-one, not one-to-one, it was just short of that 2 risk reward. It was about 1.98 risk reward or something like that. So still pretty happy with that trade there. It went really well. But we can see that if I just stayed in it, whatever, it would have ended up hitting my take profit eventually. But still pretty happy with this trade. So taking a look here, we can see that it actually ended up breaking that previous low down here. So I'm gonna mark that level up like that. And then there's not really a trade, like, you know, now I can just see if there is that potential trade setup right now, and there simply just isn't a trade setup there. Now here, there's not really a good key level. I could mark it up from this point of resistance down to here. And in terms of this point here, I could use this level of support, which then becomes a resistance point. So these here are 2 levels that I'm probably going to put in and use these to analyze the charts. If there is actually a break of even this high up here, I could be looking in for an entry. As we can zoom out, we can see that this trend here is in this overall uptrend. So we're just going to want to look into enter back in on those retests. So taking a look here at okay, well my thing is broken again. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so taking a look here at Euro GBP, we can see that it has been in this overall downtrend, but it did create this higher high up here, and it's looking like it's creating a higher low. Now, if you guys were watching last week, I was kind of just looking for a trade setup. Okay, why do they keep doing this? Alright, so what I was looking for last week was just a continuation and break of this low as well, and then looking for an entry at that 0.5 level on this key level. What we can see now is that that simply just didn't happen, and it's continuing this downtrend here, so we're just going to have to wait and see how it reacts. For me, I reckon it's coming pretty low, so maybe using like kind of this area, this OBV here, here, and the RSI here. If it ends up coming too low and we start seeing a bit of divergence, and that could be a possible trading setup. Also, like, we can just simply see how it reacts down to here, this level right here. So those are the levels I'm looking at for trades. A possible buy, because I'm not really expecting it to go much lower than this. As we can see, it's really just been dropping for a while now. So I do think that there could be, I think just a buy on this pair would be good. And that you can just hold it for ages. Alright. Taking a look at Eurocad, this here has also started this kind of big sell-off right here, after being in this range for like yonks. So really, like, in terms of trading this, because it's at like a new level where I don't really have any previous data unless I zoom out maybe to the 4 hour. So last time there was something, was like in March, which is kind of a long time ago, but we can see that it is actually down all the way here. So that could actually be a good buy sign. But like, if we take a look at where it traded pre-COVID, we can see that it actually traded below. So what I'm gonna do is mark up this area here, and that could be a possible trade that we can take. Like this here, if it breaks, retest, and then rejects here, we could actually just looking for a sell, because possibly it's just returning back to its previous levels pre-COVID. Alright, we'll take a look here at, what the hell, Aud USD. Now finally it's hitting this big sell-off that I expected for a while, but obviously the one time I traded it, it went back up, so I don't actually know what the hell is going on. Whoops, wrong tool, meant to use this. So here I can see already that there isn't really a key level in between my 0.5 to 0.6, so nothing really there for me to trade. We can see that there's a key level kind of being formed right here. And we can see that this area of support is still being respected, right? But I just think that's going to continue heading down. But really, at the start of the week, there doesn't even look to be any trades that are looking good for me to trade early into the week. So I'm just going to have to watch the markets during the week and see if there's anything that comes up. Now, we take a look at these tech stocks here. They're kind of just dropping a lot. You know, it is what it is. AMD I saw was actually below $80, so this here I reckon is a good buy. I'm probably going to put a bit of money into AMD stocks soon, probably this week. Just whatever I've got, since I'm just a broke ass 19-year-old. And then obviously Tesla here dropped down from 900 pretty quick. I don't really know what it is. I'll probably read about it tonight. But yeah, with that said, guys, that's going to be it for this week. And I know it was quick, but really there isn't any trading setups for me. If you guys want to see how my last week of trading went, once again, just check out the YouTube. I do trading recaps on how all my trades went and that sort of stuff. But with that said, guys, I'm going to head off now and see ya.